Right-wing firebrand Ann Coulter, who was an early and vocal supporter of U.S. President Donald Trump, took a swipe at him on Monday, joking about porn star Stormy Daniels' portrayal of her intimate relationship with Trump. Daniels, whose legal name is Stephanie Clifford, told Anderson Cooper in a 60 Minutes interview on Sunday that she and Trump only had sex once in 2006. So Stormy says she and Trump had sex only once. I guess if you want the guy to screw you repeatedly, you have to be one of his voters, Coulter blasted on Twitter. So Stormy says she and Trump had sex only once. I guess if you want the guy to screw you repeatedly, you have to be one of his voters, Ann Coulter, at Ann Coulter. March 26, 2018. Coulter was referring to Trump's signing of Congress' newly passed $1.3 trillion spending bill on Friday, which ended several hours of confusion spurred by a tweeted veto threat that raised the specter of a government shutdown. Coulter alleges that Trump's signing of the bill into law betrays his voters who expected him to fight for smaller government and the border wall he promised. Trump said he had signed the bill, despite his qualms on some issues, because a $60 billion increase in military spending had convinced him it was a worthwhile compromise. Conservative author Ann Coulter arrives for Time's celebration of the magazine's 100 most influential people in New York in this May 8, 2006 file photo. Reuters/Keith Bedford/files. We've got more newsletters we think you'll find interesting. Click here. Please try again later. But I say to Congress I will never sign another bill like this again, he told reporters. I'm not going to do it again. White House and Capitol Hill aides had been left scrambling earlier in the day after Trump criticized the 6-month spending bill, despite prior assurances from the administration that he would sign it ahead of a looming midnight deadline. I am considering a veto of the omnibus spending bill based on the fact that the 800,000-plus DACA recipients have been totally abandoned by the Democrats, not even mentioned in bill, and the border wall, which is desperately needed for our national defense, is not fully funded, Trump wrote on Twitter at 9 a.m. EDT. Trump then huddled with his senior advisors to discuss a potential veto and was advised against it, with the advisors saying he would be blamed for a shutdown and that discussions continue on the issues he is concerned about, one aide said. By early afternoon, he appeared before reporters in the diplomatic reception room of the White House to announce he had signed the measure. There are a lot of things I'm unhappy about in this bill, he said, patting the more than 2,000 pages of the legislation stacked on a purple box beside him. Trump has been frustrated that Congress has not turned over funding to make good on his campaign promise to build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. The bill includes $1.6 billion for 6 months of work on the project, but he had sought $25 billion for it. Trump also has been at odds with Democrats in Congress over the fate of Dreamer immigrants, those brought to the United States illegally when they were children. Trump canceled the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals (DACA) program that gives work permits to the Dreamers and protects them from deportation. The decision is currently tied up in court cases. He offered to extend the protections, tied to a sweeping set of changes to immigration laws, but subsequently rejected bipartisan offers from lawmakers. Reuters contributed to this report.